Welcome to another edition of the Reimagined You Lab podcast. And I always have to say thank you to the amazing, those of you who tune in, listen up, send questions. I appreciate you. I so appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. You guys have made this the most amazing thing. And for those of you who haven't yet, hit the subscribe button because you guys make this the most. I'm telling you, I appreciate you. And I want you to sit up in your seats, tune in real close because I've got an amazing girl. This is going to be a good show. I want y'all to listen. I want you to take heed because I don't even really know how the conversation's gonna go today. Because I got Dr. A in the lab today, and I just don't know where we might go today. But it's always good whenever I am talking to her, listening to her, sharing with her. She's just an impactful individual, and so y'all know how we do. Y'all know we're going to go beyond the bio because I'm presenting to some, I'm introducing to others. Angel, are you ready?
Ready.
All right, beyond the bio, Angel, I'm going to toss it over to you because this is where you tell them who you are, where you're at, what you do, and how you do it, miss.
Oh my God, I'm trying to figure out. I should have brought about 5 baseball caps down here. So I can change my hats. Well, first of all, I'm Dr. Angel Byrd. I am the mother of 3 beautiful adult children. And this year I'll be married 34 years to this amazing man of God that I have in my life. And so I wear a lot of hats. My husband is the senior pastor of Flourishing Families Ministry, and I am the executive pastor there. We also have Flourishing Marriages LLC, which now has switched over to Next Level Marriages, and so we own that together. And so it's we're marriage and family therapists, and I also am the proud owner of Vibrant Life Wellness Center, which is my outside of God. That's my next best passion, and that is to help people well in nutrition. Hopefully, I kind of covered it all. I love it.
You did. You covered a lot, and we're gonna touch some of those bases today in the conversation. And we're gonna start off with, because you talked about being a marriage and family therapist. You talked about being a there's a lot of things that you do and wearing those 5 hats, right? Like anytime anybody comes into this lab, we are reimagining you, right? Like that's what it is. And so you can reimagine who you are and what you want to do and what you want to be. But Angel, I want to dive into, like, how did you get here and decide which you was going to be? Like, I'm just going to pick a hat right now, right? Like, okay, so you are a naturopathic nutrition practitioner, right? Mm-hmm. Like you are, like, for real, like this Vibrant Life Wellness Center that mm-hmm. you're the owner of. Like, I want to start there because a lot of people, talk about and are wanting to really kind of double down on being well. Like people are really trying to make some real differences in their lives. I have been on a wellness journey. Look, ever since me and you, ever since I've known you, I've been on, let me get myself together. I actually started taking action finally. But how did you get there? Like, what were the things? I remember you telling me, even talking about, your family and stuff. Tell people your story and kind of talk about how you got there and how you help, because I think that's so important. I want people to know that.
Yeah. So how I got here was, I remember because my mother had me when she was 16 years old, right? Mm-hmm. So we're closer to age, right?
My mom had me when she was 17, so I'm right there with you. Yep.
So my mother had her first open heart surgery at 35. Yeah. And so that was like, she's a kid still. 35 is young. Like, what is happening? Then she had her second one at 55. And in that time of that happening, I decided, like, I don't want to go out like that, because I used to believe everything was genetic. Now I know better. Mm-hmm. And so I said, okay, I got to do something different and I need to find out some things. And so I'm not the kind of person who's just going to get information from people or just believe what I read or see. So I decided that I was going to go to school because
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be different and I didn't want that to be my life. And
Mm-hmm.
so that really what sparked me to do it is I didn't want to go out like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to school for nutrition, and the things that I found out, man, I was even able to help my mom because she was started down the journey of type 2 diabetes and gout.
Mm-hmm.
And based on what I knew in my practice, I put her on one of my plans. And in 3 months, she no longer had diabetes and the gout was gone and she lost 40 pounds. And so, and I knew I didn't want to do it from the conventional side because
Mm-hmm.
conventional side, I don't see where healing takes place. I see where you are prescribed.
Yeah,
You
you know
see
what?
what
That's important. So talk about that, Angel, because I think you're a strong advocate for holistic wellness.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, and some people don't know what does holistic realness mean to you. You
Mhm.
know, but help people understand what that really is and how can women incorporate that into their daily lives, because I think a lot of times people think, okay, if I'm holistic, then what does that mean exactly? Am I now vegetarian? Does that mean that I'm taking a lot of supplements? Am I only eating oatmeal? What does that mean? You know, people hear words, right?
They
Like
do.
you hear
They do.
language and
Even when they hear organic, they go, "What?" Like it's
yeah,
something
they don't
bad.
know what it means.
They
Give
don't know what it
me
means.
some facts so that they understand it.
Okay. So holistic, naturopathic is getting to the root cause.
Yeah.
So that's basically what it means. I'm getting to the root cause versus I'm going to mask the root cause.
Yeah.
So one way is we're going to go deeper and dig deeper and run different kind of tests, different kind of blood work that's going to show us things that conventional doctors and different people don't do. And
Mhm.
so if I go to a conventional doctor, they're going to look and say, "Oh, you got a little bit of fatty liver." I'm going to instantly be prescribed some kind of medication or heading down that road. And they're not going to give me any information on what foods and things should I put in my body to be able to reverse things.
Mhm.
That's not something that they went to school for and nothing that they were taught the whole time in medical school. They were taught how to prescribe. And if you're a surgeon or something, how to do the surgery. And so on the naturopathic side, we can look at numbers and we can look at blood and we can look at things and we can see before you even get into, say, kidney failure or become a diabetic, we know what to give you through food and things like that that's going to slow that process down or to remove it altogether.
Yeah.
And so it's a major difference. And so I haven't all the doctors of all these years that I've traveled with and worked with and
Mhm.
with my mom, the question I always ask them, what is the exit plan? When you put me on this statin drug, or if you put me on insulin, what is my exit plan?
Mhm.
There is not an exit plan.
Right. You
You
know what?
see?
And if you're on drugs too long, those statin medications too long, a lot of those medications cause problems to your liver, to your
Everything.
kidneys, to your heart. You know, like
Yeah.
those medications cause challenges.
Oh
So,
my God. Absolutely. There's not one that they made that doesn't have a side effect.
right.
So you
Right.
say it might kill me. It may cause my death or it may cause renal failure, but I'm still supposed to take it. You see what I'm saying? But
Yep.
because people don't understand that there is another way, and our way was the original way before they came in and removed it and put in, I call it the drug dealers, the big pharma who put in the pharmaceutical drugs and put it through medical school way for pretty much to sell my drugs. And
Yeah.
so that's pretty much what has happened. And that's what people have bought in. Some people believe their doctor over they believe God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Let's talk. So one other thing that I think is important
Mhm,
as we're talking about this,
mhm.
because I think it's what we believe,
Yeah.
right? So how does mindset kind of play a role? I know you deal with and you talk to a lot
Mhm,
of clients that you manage, their care, manage their meal plans and things like that. How
mhm.
does mindset play a role in wellness? And what
Wow,
strategies do you recommend, right, for shifting that negative thinking? Because it's the way you think.
man. So I do with my clients, they get a lot of videos, they get a lot of books, they get a lot of different information because it's no different than me reading something that I need to really transform the way that I think or feel about it. Because if you don't transform your thoughts on this, you're going to go on this journey for a minute. And then the next thing I look up, what you may no longer have, now you have it again.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my weight, but now I'm back where I started from because we are not educated enough to know what's causing it.
Yeah.
And so, like my godson, I just worked with him. I put him on a 7-day juice cleanse, right?
Mm-hmm.
7 days, just juice, no food, water, and juice. He had eczema and his skin all over was been this way pretty much his whole life. In 7 days, he lost 15 pounds and his skin was like a baby. He became a believer just because of his skin and
Mm-hmm.
then the weight he's lost. And then he went from the 7 day from that to the 7 day of the vegetables. And then we add his protein and stuff back in.
Mm-hmm.
And he is like sending me videos now saying, oh my God, I watch a video every day because I am now a believer. And when you become a believer, the desire for those things go away. But as long as you're just doing something, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to keep wanting it until you go get it.
Yeah.
And so if your mind doesn't change, then it's just a matter of time. That's why we see people on these journeys like this
Yeah.
for the
More
rest
more
of
of
their
a
life.
roller coaster and not really a
Yeah,
journey.
it's not a journey, it's a roller coaster. And it's like, oh God, I tried. Now, if I walk into a place, I'm so not tempted because I know exactly, and I can see in my mind that, oh, if I eat all of that with those seed oils in there, it's dumping inflammation in my body. And inflammation is the root to all disease. So
Mm-hmm.
do I want that? Is it worth it? We
Right.
have to come to a point, is it worth it? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people say you're gonna die from something. I think that is so selfish, especially if you have a family,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
wife or a husband, and you're like, oh well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, that's not how we got a thing. This you get one. Tell people you get one dirt suit, and it ain't like you can go try on different dirt suits. Once this one is over and gone, you done. The spirit can't live in
So,
there. It's over. And so you might as well take care of the one you got.
so true. So true. So true. So true. No, I love this. And we'll have to I'm gonna have to bring you back because I know we've got such several things that we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
And look, we might roll back around on this one, but I know that there are some things that we share. Now, you are a speaker, you're an author. What messages right now? Because I always feel like there's a time and a season. You and I, we were talking the other day
Yeah.
and like, and right now, what messages do you feel that women need to hear, right? Like the most right now? Like what, like there's always, we talk about a Rhema word,
Yeah.
right? There's a word. What is it right now that as a leader,
Hmm.
what you're getting that should be shared right now for
Right
women?
now.
Hmm.
And so right now, based on our conversation for the hours yesterday, uh, you already know where I'm at. And so,
Sometimes the word there's always a word for you,
yeah,
right? And but then sometimes there's a word for others.
yeah. I just feel like as women, we have spent so much time and wasted so much time trying to become
Hmm.
when you already have become just because you are a daughter of the king, because God loves you, right?
Hmm.
And I watch so many women struggling, looking across the fence, wanting what others have, when God may have something so sweet for you
Hmm.
that is so desirable for somebody that he's going to send across your path. And I think we get so stuck up in the comparison game,
Yeah.
and for women especially. And it's like we live the majority of our life comparing to some woman, some other person. And if I can say anything in a time and a season is compare yourself to what God said about you.
Hmm.
Because if you do that, You can keep peace. You don't have to have this up and down roller coaster happiness that is an emotion. It's not even, something that can be maintained. But the joy that you can wake up and have every day because you have purpose and you know why you were born, that sets the stage when you find out your true identity and you don't have to try to get or borrow someone else's.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what I see. And it causes so much insecurity and so much pain and so much strife. And it doesn't have to happen where you're just comfortable in your own lane. And
Yeah,
so I really think that that's where most women should go. Just get in the presence of God and say, why was I born if you don't know? And then be okay with what he tell you.
absolutely. That's the good part right there, is being okay with what he tells you.
Yeah. And don't
You
be
know,
like, yeah, you gave me why they get that and I got this. Be okay what he told you.
yeah. You
Mhm.
know what? There was I've been toiling, not really toiling. I don't want to use toiling as the word. I got a word,
Mhm.
and it was packaging.
Mm.
And everybody has a packaging. You just called it a dirt suit.
Mhm.
and, and no matter what that packaging is, like we all have it, but everybody's packaging may be different, right?
Yeah.
So like,
Mhm.
when you think about a gift,
Yeah.
like I might wrap it up in a box with wrapping paper and
Mhm.
ribbon and bows, and somebody else might present it in a bag with tissue paper, and
Yeah.
somebody else might be in a box with a lid on it that's already made. But it's a gift, right? It's just the packaging might be different, because in actuality everybody deals with the losses, everybody deals with the gains, everybody deals with the highs, the lows, but the packaging is
Mhm.
just different.
Come on.
And sometimes if when you talk about that, we're comparing, it's
Yeah.
like there's everybody has a gift.
Yeah. Everybody. But
It
so
just might
many
be
people don't
packaged.
believe it. Yeah. It's just a different package and it's okay. It's
Brian, if you don't get out of here right now.
okay. Remember what we talked about before? It's like when you know that you're still alive.
Love that. But everybody, yeah, that it's so easy to get into that comparison, and it's
Yeah.
like, what, there is no comparison.
Mm-mm.
And when you can't see yourself
Yeah.
and be yourself the way that God has designed and
Mhm.
packaged you, and you're okay with it.
Yeah. What a place of freedom.
Yes,
And
it
I
is.
remember when I wasn't there, but it's like when you arrive there, it's like, oh my God, I guard this and protect this with my life.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
And it is enough. It
it's
is enough.
enough. It's
What
enough.
advice do you give to women who are struggling with, you talked about like the five hat, you're like, okay, I should have brought my caps down here. So what advice do you give, especially being the executive pastor? You've got your husband who's the senior pastor of your ministry. So I'm sure that there's advice that you have to give those who come to you, at
Mhm.
the church that you have cared for their souls.
Mhm.
How do you balance? What advice do you give to women who are struggling balancing faith and family, their careers, self-care? All of those things are important.
Mhm.
What advice do you give?
Well, we have a system set up where there's like the different act small groups and the different care groups and the different, equip
Mhm,
classes and
mhm,
things that we have in place because there's no way that I can give it to hundreds of women. You see what I'm saying?
mhm,
As being one person, unless I'm just speaking
mhm.
globally. But even in that one time is not enough,
Right.
And so the goal is to understand that when you enter in, say, just take the ministry for example, you have to understand when they walk through the door, that so many walk through the door broken and that they have these insecurities. So once you get them to a place to introduce them to understand that they're loved no matter where they are, it
Mhm,
literally changes the game because some feel like they're not even worthy of love, you
mhm.
know? And so when you don't feel worthy of love, it's hard for you to even have good, healthy relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it puts a hinder because it's like you almost suck the life out of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a lot of things in place, some great leaders and different people. So the way that I help them is through stages,
Mm-hmm.
not all at once, because they can't handle it all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a process where we go from stage to stage to stage and getting them to understand and recognizing their true identity. And once we get them to that place, now they can receive other things from that space of what would I tell a woman that is struggling, and community plays a major role in that because a lot of women struggle because they struggle alone.
Yeah.
And when you got someone coming alongside of you and you can get into a community where you feel like you have support, it
Mm-hmm.
also changes everything as well. So I think someone that is struggling, don't be ashamed to tell your story. Don't be ashamed to find somebody because at the end of the day, the very thing you're trying to hide is the very thing that'll kill you.
Yeah.
You see, I tell people secrets kill. And so you want to be able to tell someone, what if they told someone? No one can still destroy you with that. It's
Yeah.
still your story, it's still your truth, you see? And
Yeah.
so that's what I tell people. We have been trained and taught to be ashamed of what we've been through. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, no, there's no shame in that. That's just your story. And so find another person, another woman that you can share those things with so that you
Mm-hmm.
can be comfortable enough to start on your healing journey. So that's what
Yeah. That's good. So build a community.
yes.
Building the community. No, that is so good. That is so good. Well, Angel, I know that you are one of the amazing sponsors of the upcoming Kept Woman of God conference. And we're
Yeah.
so delighted and thrilled to have you as a part of it. And so you'll have to tell me about the connection because you've been a part of the conference the whole 10 years that has even been
Yeah.
going on. So
Yeah.
tell us how you got connected, has stayed connected, and are connecting even this year.
Oh my God. So connections where I can go off. We go back so far, but
Yeah.
just Rachinda herself, this beautiful soul, this loving soul, that's what I call her. Met her way before there was a conference, and then when she started having her first conference, I was like, I'm just that kind of person, almost loyal to a fault and supportive almost to before I had balance, but I wanted to go. I wanted to support. And when I went to the first one, I didn't know it was going to be a 10th one. You see what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
went to the second one, didn't know if there was going to be a third one. Then it's like it just went and it just went. And so as long as I'm free and I got, breath and I'm in the city or whatever, I was supported because I am into supporting women.
Yeah.
I want to see them win. I
Yeah.
want to see
Absolutely.
them get what they need. And so why not support something like that? And so
Yeah.
yeah. So I've been on this journey and now this year, having the whole sponsorship and all the booth and all that stuff this year, because I've been on the first one. The first one I was on on the speaker panel things. And then on the ninth year one, I was one.
Yeah, you were. And you did a great job. Like you
Thank
have
you.
so much to share, so full, a lot of excitement, and not just excitement, but a lot of grounding as well. Like,
Yeah.
like you always come with great things to share, a lot to get women encouraged around,
Yeah.
grounded in the word of God around, which is an amplifier to being a kept woman of God. Like that, I think
Absolutely.
that's one of the things that people need. That's one of the things that people need. So if
Yeah.
there's one thing that you want women to leave with after hearing you today,
Mhm.
one thing, what would it be? What
Ooh,
would it
that's
be?
a loaded question. Well, you see this video, and I don't know if they've closed it or not, but if you see this video, one of the things I want to say, make
Mhm.
sure you get your ticket because you
Yeah,
don't want to miss
yeah,
this year.
yeah.
You don't want it. I've been sharing the post and things like that. And so definitely you want to go register for the Kept Woman of God for this 10th year. It's going to be phenomenal. And then don't just show up because you are a conference groupie. Show up expecting to receive something that's going to change your life.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we just do things. No, show up with an expectation
Mm-hmm.
that I'm going to hear something that I need to hear that's going to thrust me into a different place, or it's going to change my heart. It's going to help me forgive. It's going to help me love better. It's going to help me do something that's good
Yeah.
versus just we go to conferences,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, have an
Yeah.
expectation. So that's what I would say. Have an expectation for change.
Yeah.
Change.
Absolutely. Yeah. And this year it is transform her. It is the
Okay.
transform her. That's the theme for
Mhm.
this year. You know what? One thing that I also want to talk about is, and you're going to be sharing about this at the conference, is there's a whole pages of her that
Mhm.
is a part of what you do and what you share. So tell us a little bit about it. Like, give us a sneak
Woo!
peek into the pages of her.
Oh my God. So Pages of Her was birthed because I am that person that want people to be free. And
Yeah.
so back in the day when we were young girls, when they used to have diaries with a lock and a key, we
Mhm.
would write our secrets down and go crazy if somebody got the book or read something because they were secrets. And
Mhm.
we kept these secrets, but also we kept the pain of those secrets with us because we didn't share. And so Pages of Her was birthed out of me doing like these. I have curriculums that I write. So I do social and emotional regulation in the city. I have the discipleship curriculum. And
Mhm.
so in those, I have people to share their story, because when you share your story, it removes the judgment.
Mhm.
And so Pages of Her is one of the biggest, colorful pajama party that I have trademarked and have it all whatever done. And it's called Pages of Her, meaning that your stories are in those pages. And we
Mhm.
need to now get them out. So it's I don't do like what you would call a conference, but I do this pajama party to gather the women. And my goal is to have the largest pajama party that has ever existed in the world.
Yeah.
And so they come together and you get to hear other women's stories that's going to give you hope and motivate you. And they're going to now take them off the pages and they're going to be able to share it with the world of the things that they've walked through, what things God brought them through, or if they're still in a place. And so it is the bomb, and that is June the 27th, 2025. So get your tickets at pagesofher.com. It is going to be incredible. You don't want to miss
Oh, that's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So tell us, what kind of impact have you already seen? I know you had the inaugural one last
it.
year.
Mhm.
What kind of impact did you see with it?
Man, when we got to a certain part of the pajama party, when all the women have round tables, and it's probably about 5 to 6 at a table. And when they got to the journaling piece of this pajama party, when I tell you the breakthroughs of the tears, because it has like questions that would be like sitting on the middle of the table that they have to look at and have to write about and talk about with that group of community around your table.
Mhm.
And when they got there, to see the tears flow, to see the things that they said that they've never said to someone else. For another woman to be telling her story, last year, Franchette shared her story about fear, divorce, and to want to be remarried and things like that. It helped so many women. And then one of the ladies that was in the audience was able to freely share of how she felt about another woman and how she loves her now, but she felt like she could never measure up to that person because that was her husband before she ever met him, first choice. It
Mm.
was incredible. And women were sitting there like, I didn't know women can do this and still be able to love each other,
Yeah.
and to be able to walk in love after these type of things. It's just impactful. And so you having fun, but we go deep.
Yeah.
We
You
have
know, you know
fun,
what,
we go deep.
you really have to do that, because
Mhm.
that's really where that's really where the progress is made. It's
Yeah.
like you got to go deep.
Mhm.
It's really like and I really like, and you may be are you a Brene Brown? Do you like Brene Brown and the work that she's done in vulnerability and authenticity and really being able to, because they've done a lot of research with it, and it
Yeah.
really does help people to be able to
Yeah.
expose themselves
Yeah.
without the judgment.
Without the judgment.
Yeah, because a lot of times people they don't,
They
like
don't.
people are afraid of being judged. They
Yeah.
really are,
To the point
and
of death. Like literally, like I will keep this secret until I stop breathing. That's
yeah.
how afraid they are, either of the shame or the judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I am good at, as creating a safe space
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
women to be open to be able to share their stories.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
people really need that. I
Yeah.
know that we have done, as a matter of fact, it's interesting. We've got a group that I lead in, actually in a corporate setting.
Mm.
We're doing it on we're doing an inner child journaling session
Mm.
in my workspace on the 27th for our
Okay.
group, and it's an employee engagement exercise. We're doing it as a real talk session,
Okay.
because people are, with a lot of the things that are kind of happening in kind of the political climate, a lot of
Yeah.
times people don't have people that they can talk to about how they feel
Yeah.
about what's going on.
Yeah.
And so we're creating a real talk session,
Mhm.
and part of it is going to have this inner child journaling. That's a part of it. And yeah, so people need it.
Yeah, because it's
People
so
need a space.
therapeutic. It's, and then when you're writing, I always say, when you take pen to paper
Mhm.
and you're writing, you almost can't be distracted because you have to think about what you're writing. But when you're
Mhm.
just kind of meditating, all kind of thoughts go through your mind and
Mhm.
you're distracted. So that's how I started journaling so many years ago, and the freedom that I've received from it has been incredible.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
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 so I'm
yeah,
excited. So I
yeah.
got all those materials, brought the journals back, brought the diaries back and everything.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to
Yeah.
be beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
I am looking forward to hearing all about it. All
You're not
about
gonna hear
it.
it. You're gonna make some time to come to Kansas City for June
You
27th.
said you said it's June. You said it's June 25th. I think
June 27th.
is that a Saturday?
It's a Friday night.
It's a Friday night, because I will be in Kansas City that weekend, because my father-in-law is turning 80. So we're
Okay.
going to be there for his birthday, which we're doing the celebration on Saturday. So I think I will be able to be there on that Friday night. So that'll be good. Okay,
Yeah,
I
and
think
look,
I'll be
we
able
got
to
on the colors because you have to be able to get in. You got to have pink and orange pajamas, or pink pajamas or orange pajamas. No access outside of that.
Is that right? Okay.
We got
Okay.
on our colors.
All
Yeah.
right. No, I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, Angel, I am so glad. I am so glad that you've been here. You're an amazing, amazing woman, amazing naturopathic nutritionist and practitioner, a executive pastor of Flourishing Families Ministries,
Yeah.
the convener of the pages of her journal and pajama party, author, speaker, woman extraordinaire, and is one of the wonderful sponsors of the Kept Woman of God conference with the Transform Her theme for
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah.
I am so glad to have had you in the building, but I don't want you to leave, because before I give final thoughts, I feel like the time, it always goes by so quickly. 35 minutes is never enough for these shows. I tell you, like, the time just goes by way, 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 way too quick. Where can our listeners connect with you? I want to make sure that we've got your details in the bio, but I mean, in the link in the description. But so you guys, I want to make sure that you guys connect with Angel. Angel, give us the details you want them. Tell them all the ways that they can connect with you. Best
So you
places
can
to connect.
connect with me through pagesofher.com.
Okay.
You can connect with me through Vibrant Life Wellness Center.com.
Mhm.
And let's see what else. You can connect with me on Facebook under Dr. Angel Byrd. Vibrant Life on Facebook. I mean, we can go on and on and on, So we got
Yes.
Flourishing Families Ministry on Facebook and our YouTube channel under Flourishing Families Ministry. So there's so many ways.
Yeah, you guys get in contact with her. She's an amazing, amazing young lady, and she will help you in lots of different ways. We'll have her back on the show because I know that you guys want to get some more details on that Vibrant Life Wellness Center. I've got to have her back so that she can go into some more details on that. But Angel, it's always a pleasure having you in the lab. I thank you, my dear, for being here.
Thank you. And Michelle, I looked and it was 2012. I looked today.
Did you look today? Yeah. That's when we met and first got to know each other. Yeah. 2012. 13 years. That's a long time.
Yeah. It's been 13.
13 years.
I was like, wow. Because I was looking back at some stuff. It said art something or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, a long time. Well, you stay right there. All right, you guys, I want to thank you for tuning in to the Reimagined You Lab podcast. Don't forget to hit the bell so that every Friday you will get the notification that a new show has dropped. I love you guys to life. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you drop us some comments. Definitely tell us what you thought about the show. And as always, God bless you. And I'll see you next time.